I feel like I want to go YOLO. Let's go YOLO. I wondered if Claude Code can go through my Canva account and clean it up, because that would really clear my head. That would really make me way happier. So I don't know if it's going to work. So stick with me. I've got an idea. I'd love to show you what I'm going to do. And if it does work, then hey, guys, try it out. But if it doesn't work, then at least I've tried on your behalf. And maybe I can come back in a few months and try again. Let me show you what I see when I log into Canva. So as I log into Canva, I come in here. This is the first place to go to. So I like my LinkedIn carousels and posts are built out here for podcasts. These are some of them as well. Been building some apps. Basically, everything's all over the place and there's no cohesiveness to it. And it takes me so long to find anything in the first place. Here you can see giraffe, copy of giraffe. What even is that? First of all, I want to know what it thinks and tidy it up for me. So if you've not connected your Claude to your Canva account, this is how you can do so really easily. Go into your Claude, go into settings, and then click on connectors. And here, there's the Canva connector here. You can then connect to it via the chat, but I like to use Claude Code for these things. And Claude Code and the Canva connector with Claude Code is quite neat because it means you can use it in the command line in the terminal as well. So I'm going to go to my preferred terminal, which is within cursor, and say, I want you to help me clean up my Canva account. Every time I log in, I'm really bummed out by what's in there. Can you do a complete assessment and audit as to my files and the folder structure and come up and sort it all out for me? And then when you do, let me know what it is and let's take it from there. So I've just chatted it to there. I've used a tool called Whisperflow. I'll link to it in the notes. This means I can just really speak to my computer. So I need to give it all the access it wants. The audit's in, here's the damage. 26 folders total. 8 are completely empty. 4 are called Untitled. And here's the game plan. 4 waves in order of safety. 0 risk deletions. Delete the 8 empty folders. Build a new taxonomy. Bulk archive the legacy stuff. Deduplicate. Yeah, so it's asking me first of all, can I delete the empty folders? Yes, of course. And do I want to do 4 waves all in one go, reporting at the end, or pause for your eyes after each wave? I feel like I want to go YOLO. Let's go YOLO. Hey, can we go YOLO, please? So just do all 4 waves in one go. As we're not deleting anything and we're just archiving stuff, then worst comes to worst, we can just recover things back if I need them at a later date. YOLO it is. Okay, it's launching in the background all the 4 waves and let's see what's going to happen. So I'm going to pause now and come back to you when that is all done. Well, when it thinks it's done. So just before that, here's what it is at the moment. I'm hoping to have a much cleaner homepage. Okay, so it started cleaning up and it's hit a wall. Not a Canva problem, a permissions one. It says the background agent tried to create 10 top level folders, but every create folder call was blocked by the harness permission layer. I need you to approve 2 tools for the session. I approve, I wholeheartedly approve. Please get on with it. Okay, stuff's happening. I'm going to pause again and then come back when that's all done, hopefully. Okay, so coming back, it's checking off the list. Wave 30 folders live, 10 top level, 20 subfolders. Can I see? So what happens? This all looks the same. What happens when I refresh? Okay, yeah, so I'm not sure what it's done. If I go back to the home page, it's still there. I was hoping that all of these were going to get cleared up. But there was another message that came up that said, wave 2 done. It's got the folders there. Same issue though. So this is me going to say yes to approve all. It seems happy. So this is what it looks like again in the home folder. And then this is the projects folder. I'll come back again when it thinks it's finished. Okay, so it says it's done. One thing left. There's a long tail of 150 generic personal brand LinkedIn carousels still at root. Didn't carry brand keywords, so the agent left them easily second pass to sweep them all into that one. Do you want me to fire that final sweep? Okay. So let's just see what they've done so far before going into it. If we go to home, everything's still a bit of a mishmash. So I was hoping it was going to clear it up there. But then if we go into the projects, there are now these archives set up: podcasts, client, brand, where it's trying to get the client name in there specifically, it's got that. It has confused Nigel Stevens with Dr. Nigel Stevens, for example. So I'm going to ask it to consolidate those two, but it's still quite a big just bulk of things. So I'll do one more pass and say, hey, can you make sure that Nigel Stevens and Dr. Nigel Stevens are in the same folder because they're the same person. And then also pick up these 150 generic personal brand LinkedIn carousels and put them into number 4 content LinkedIn posts, which should be this one here. So at the moment, I go in here, there's subfolders there, which is cool, of which there's 17 items in there. And is there anything you can do to sort out the homepage? I guess because it looks a bit messy at the moment. If you can't, then you can't. If you can, that would be awesome. See what Claude comes back with. Canva's home is auto-generated from recently edited, so there's no API to reorder it, but I can clean it up indirectly by touching, opening, saving the items you want pinned at the top, which bumps them up to the recents list. Tell me which 6 to 10 designs do you want front and center when you log in. So at the top of the homepage, let's have my single images. Let's have LinkedIn carousels. And let's have my illustration style, Kobe style illustration style at the top as well. And Ultimate Football Heroes thumbnails, UFH thumbnails would be good to have at the top as well. Let's see how that goes. Alrighty, so it's come back saying it's done a sweep and pulled in 145 carousels into there. Consolidated Nigel Stevens and XXX, then it's got 2 more questions for me. So merge podcast hacks and branding toolkit into one folder and then do a last sweep. So let's see what hacks is. Let's see what these folders are. So it's talking about this one really. There's nothing in there. And toolkit, these are actually Ultimate Football Heroes. So actually, so the podcast branding toolkit is actually Ultimate Football Heroes / UFH stuff. So put that into those folders. And the podcast hacks folders are empty, as far as I can tell, unless you can prove me wrong. Do a final sweep as discussed. Please do check if there's any other folders which are completely empty. If they are, just delete them. Okay, so what we have here now is, it says it's finished. API can't move a few stragglers. 165 items moved. The root is empty and put into a bunch of folders. So let's have a look. So what it has done is it's created these archive folders, which is nice. It's got quite a few folders, quite a few images where it doesn't know what to do with them. It's still got Nigel Stevens as 2 folders. So it's kind of done a decent job. You know, it's kind of organized at this level. This one is the big one, 04 content. And yeah, it's put all the LinkedIn posts it feels into one place. Has this changed my life? I don't really know. I don't really think so. Because still when you land in here, it's still messy. But at this level, it has kind of helped it out. It has kind of sorted it out. I don't know. I think it's worthwhile doing because, you know, Claude did it for me. Would I do it myself? Definitely not. So I don't feel guilty now that I've not cleaned up for the past 4 or 5 years, because ultimately this area where you first land was and is still what gives me the concern, because look, it's still a bit of a mess in here. Let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Are you going to do it yourself? Are you going to do it manually? Are you going to do it using Claude? Let me know your thoughts.